Okay. I was on the Shade Room. A woman posted about being a Christian and no longer doing certain artwork on nails, artwork that related to astrology or numbers, numerology, or symbols, things that what she called demonic. Her business to feel that way, not my business. Did spark, though, another ember on a already burning light that I've been sitting with since yesterday. I didn't understand that. Because I wasn't talking to you. Um, was thinking about the etymology of the word astrology and the word assignment, and noticing that they both start with as, and thinking about the root word of that, which I looked up, but it's in a tab that's open, and I'm not sure what it is in my memory. I feel like it's to find some action bearing completion or a bridging. But at any rate, I was thinking about after I watched this clip yesterday where a woman was talking about when people birth children, their astrological sign is information, is it's a two-edged sword. Whereas parenting can be looked at one way, where it can be looked like I birthed you, I'm taking care of you, you're my responsibility, you belong to me, da 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 da. There's a wider perception there, which would say that also I might have come through you, but also I'm here to fortify you and teach you something. And so, utilizing astrology in the sense where you may take in your child and their sign as information for what you need to learn and grow and a bridge to, which you naturally may not. So, for example, I notice a lot of times that fire sign moms tend to have water sign children. Um, and I think that there's a correlation between that. I think that fire sign people tend to be very passionate people, but sometimes before that passion could be fully experienced, it's already extinguished, right? Hence the fire. And for water sign people, we have passion and the sensation of what that those passions mean, and tend to be more willing to sit with the feelings of what that's like as opposed to trying to go away from it. And so for, let's say, a fire sign parent, having a water sign child would further educate that parent on how to integrate that quality and learn that it's okay and that it's just a part of another part of being, and learn that they can actually trust that part of themselves. I think the trust part is probably the biggest notion, so that it's not so observational, like I would like to get there, but I don't know if that's for me. But if someone who comes from your own gravity is demonstrating something for you, the chances of you trusting it may be a little bit more um, expected. All right, so I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about how my theory regarding the purpose of astrology also includes, because that when I saw that yesterday, I totally agreed and was like, yeah, and that kind of goes with what my theory is, which is that human beings tend to, specifically human beings who don't have a spiritual practice, tend to have a hard time, and even those with a spiritual practice, human beings in general, tend to suffer from not being able to let go of their ego and look at themselves for what is, without applying a humanistic perspective of self blame, self shame, self harm. But being able to like look at oneself objectively and say, these are my flaws, these are my strengths, here's where they meet in the middle. Astrology to me is a natural assistance in that. And does that mean that everyone under the same sign would have all those applications? No. Yes, could be, maybe. But I also think that back to the part of the etymology of astrology, which to me is like the study of the relationship between the celestial bodies and human beings. I think that that relationship is just what it is. I don't look at those things as a Christian person, by the way. I don't look at astrology as an opportunity, excuse me, for something to be cooked and created that's not already there. The stars, the moon, the sun, the planets, the galaxy, the universe, the humans, time, the clock, which is technically tangibly invented by man, the clock itself, but demarcating time throughout the day is something that's always gone on. So it's already there. And so just thinking about that relationship between like this perceived idea of astrology or numerology or Reiki or yoga, like of any of those things being in the realm of demonic, it feels like a stretch because the element of something being demonic can exist in anything. There are demonic people in the church. There's demons all over the place. We don't have to go to astrology and numerology to find a demon. Some folks got demons in their house. They sleeping next to a demon. Some people have some demons that are not resolved on the inside. Like, let's not do this. Let's not create a story for which it's just like, let's just make it make sense. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's make it make sense. Astrology is the study of the relationship between the celestial bodies and human beings. That's going to track itself and move as the day moves. And yes, as the minutes and the hours and all the perfect design that I believe God created, as it moves and it shifts, of course it's going to change, because that's the constant we have in life, is living, dying, changing, and it just keeps going. And so the phases of everything changes, and demarcating what was going on at your time of birth and what that might mean for the destiny that's laid out before you and the intention for you being born in the first place is not necessarily a form of witchcraft. I think it's a form of more harmonious understanding of oneself and God. That's what I believe. And so I just want to encourage folks to be mindful of the word Christian, to be mindful. Being a Christian, which I call myself, but I look at Christianity as a lifestyle. I look at it as the way I treat myself and other people, the way I love, the way that I choose to see the positive in life, the way that I choose to embrace my emotions. There goes another place where people are like, the devil's in the details. Okay, but the emotions, they're just here. Like, can you imagine telling your bladder, I don't got time for that? I'm not going to let you pee. Okay. Well, here we are with, that goes on with sadness and grief and anger, all of it. The menacing of just feeling, when your feelings are such a resource toward your evolution, not evolution of what people form as the way mankind got here. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your evolvement as a person, your spiritual development, your understanding of self and other attunement. So many people out here, I realize, are suffering from a lack of love, and that's not only the self-love. That's another long story. But the ability to be loved and feel love is struggling to find its way because of a lack of attunement. And a lack of attunement has a lot to do with the anxiety or the resistance toward allowing emotions to flow and be what they are without judgment, shame, or blame. Just wanted to offer that. I'm a whole Christian. I can't, I'm not gang with whatever's out here that call themselves Christian. And it's very unfortunate, whatever that is about. I'm not the kind of Christian that feels the need to utilize fear as a way to try and explain my spirituality. Fear is a part of my human experience, but it's not a part of the way that I love. And I learned that from Christ, from being a Christian. And that is not an exclusive experience. It's not only held for those who fall into that title. It doesn't work like that. I'm honored to be human, to be living and breathing, knowing, connecting. And I just, for those who call themselves the same, relax. Learn to accept what is. God made it all. Just learn to accept what is. Peace.